With many migrants still being held in detention centers, Arizona is now suing the Biden administration over its latest vaccine mandate.
Brandon Lewis from our Verify team looks into whether the government can force migrants to get vaccinated.
After President Joe Biden mandated COVID-19 vaccines for 100 million Americans, some social media users began asking why it doesn't include people who are in federal custody after entering the U.S. illegally. And Arizona's Attorney General filed a lawsuit against the Biden administration, claiming the president's executive order favors migrants over citizens because they're not subject to the mandate. So let's verify. Are migrants in immigration detention centers required to get the COVID-19 vaccine? Our sources are Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the Department of Homeland Security, the White House, a law professor at the University of Arizona, and the Congressional Research Service. During the pandemic, ICE detention facilities have struggled with COVID-19 outbreaks. Homeland Security began offering vaccines to detainees earlier this year, but ICE says it doesn't have the power to force people to get vaccinated. And that brings us to a key distinction between mandates and compelling or forcibly vaccinating someone. President Biden's executive order was a mandate, essentially telling large employers they need to make sure their workers are vaccinated, tested, or let them go if they don't have an exemption. The order doesn't compel employers to vaccinate their staff.
Workplace health and safety regulations cover all workers, whether they're documented, undocumented, citizens, not citizens. It doesn't matter. If you're working in a workplace that's covered by these regulations, you are going to have to fulfill one of these ways of ensuring health and safety in the workplace.
The Congressional Research Service says, except in a few circumstances, quote, no existing federal law expressly imposes vaccination requirements on the general population, unquote. And the CRS notes, in our nation's history, the federal government has only used its power to encourage vaccines, such as by funding research, purchasing injections, and mandating employers vaccinate their staff. So it's false that migrants in immigration detention centers are required to get the COVID-19 vaccine. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.